What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Rose Academy Daily Challenge videos. Today you're going to be with me, Coach Jordan. You're going to be learning a skill challenge. The skill we're going to be learning today is around the world. Some of you might recognise the name of the skill. It was made famous by a footballer called Ronaldinho. Today, all you're going to need is yourself, a small space and one football. Because we're doing something involving kick-ups, I suggest that you do maybe spend 2 to 3 minutes just doing some kick-ups. Okay, so after you've spent a couple of minutes doing kick-ups, warming up your legs and the muscles that you're going to be using, you're going to get straight into doing the skill. So the first part you're going to have to learn is balancing the ball on your foot. The ball has to stay here for a certain amount of time while you get your timings right. Key things for this part of it, what you've got to do is keep this foot here with the ball on it as flat as you can, or as desired to where you like to have it to balance the ball. Keeping your toes pointing back towards you, and obviously because everybody's different, you need to balance the ball. So if the ball starts to roll off this way, you've got to adjust and hold that ball there as long as you can. I suggest trying to do this for about 20-second periods, putting the ball down, getting it back up and trying again. Some of you might find this difficult or easy. Make sure you do it until you find it easy, because this is the start of the skill which goes on to the next part. So once you've got that down, the next part of the skill, what you're going to do is, once you've got the ball here in this position, you've got your balance right. Now this is the start of the skill. What you've got to focus on is bending your standing leg just slightly, keeping the ball balanced. Do this a couple of times. Again, do it until you find it easy, because this movement here is the start of getting your foot up and around the ball. Okay, once you're comfortable balancing the ball here, just like this, now comes the part where you're going to flick the ball up, and just practice flicking the ball up. Just think about getting the ball up towards your knee, but not above your knee, because if it goes above your knee, then you won't be able to get your leg around it. You don't want the ball going up here, because then you'd have to bring your leg all the way up. You just want to flick the ball up a little bit. Just a couple of inches, no higher than your knee. Just like that. Practice that again, go through it a couple of times. Okay, so once you've practiced flicking the ball up to your desired position where you're going to eventually move your foot around the ball, let's start putting the ball on your foot. Now, think about the face of a clock. Right now my foot would be at 6. When my foot comes up and flicks the ball up, my leg is going to come all the way around the clock face and come back to 6. That's where I've got to meet the ball to complete the skill. So what I want you to do is imagine the ball on your foot and just practice getting that moment, that motion of moving your leg up and round. Okay, so the next part of practicing this skill is getting the ball involved. Put the ball on your foot. This part of learning the skill is trial and error. Do it as many times as you possibly can. Have the ball on your foot. Remember the things that you learnt, that you practiced, the bouncing on the standing leg, the flicking the ball up to the desired position, and then bringing your leg round. All it is trial and error. Keep going until you get it right. If you fail, keep going. If you get it right, remember how you got it right, try and repeat that. Keep going. Remember getting your leg all the way around and just touching the ball at the end, meeting the ball, going round all the way from and meeting it at 6 again. Just work on getting your foot round and that touch there. Maybe even trying catching it, maybe even controlling it. Right, hopefully you guys have learnt a couple of things from me showing you a couple of tips on how to do it around the world. If you could already do it, maybe this helped you better yourself doing the skill. If you could never do it before, hopefully I've taught you a few things. The last part of the skill is when you get your foot all the way around the ball, completing the around the world. If you can finish off with doing kick-ups, maybe a few kick-ups and then catching it in your hands, shows a bit of showmanship and shows that you've learnt your craft well. I hope you enjoyed this video. Send us in your clips and we can post them on our Instagram and YouTube. And peace.